Hello everyone, this is Rohan and I am here with one of the most recognized brand signs of all time. Of course, I am talking of Apple. In this case study, we are going to talk about some of the products of Apple and what made them so successful. So first, let us talk about the history of Apple before we start with its products and services. Apple was co-founded by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak in the garage of his childhood home on Cust Drive in Los Altos, California. The period from 1976 to 1984 saw work mostly on computer parts and peripherals. It slowly developed Macintosh, went into decline, and found success in 2007 with the first iPhone. So let us start with discussing the products of Apple. The first, of course, is the world famous iPhone. Apple recently launched the iPhone X on September 12, 2017. Apple introduced some very innovative features in the Apple iPhone X, like the Face ID feature, which can unlock the phone with our face, the Animoji, and augmented reality features. Apple introduced the iPhone X with a lot of fanfare. It gave the product to YouTube vloggers who had millions of subscribers to post unboxing videos. Now let us talk about the iPad Pro. The iPad Pro is a tablet computer from Apple. The iPad Pro was launched on March 21, 2016, and the next generation was launched on June 5, 2017. Some of the special features of the iPad Pro include a smart keyboard which docks using a smart connector. It also has Apple Pencil, which is a precision stylus and which has increased responsiveness. The iPad Pro was marketed extensively on YouTube, where some of its features, like processor performance, high graphics capabilities, were prominently highlighted in a very innovative way. And of course, let's not forget the iconic iPod, which revolutionized how people listen to music. The iPod marked the transition of Apple from computers to consumer electronics. After discussing the flagship products of Apple, now we will be discussing a few pertinent managerial questions here. What makes the company so good at innovation? How important was the iPod to the company's success? And then we will see what's next for Apple. The first step in the development process of Apple was to generate ideas. How did Apple do that? Firstly, Apple had a huge and efficient research and development budget. Secondly, it crowdsourced its ideas. And thirdly, it adopted creative techniques. The silhouette ad from Apple for promotion of its iPod from 2003 to 2008 was one of the most popular advertisements of all time. They garnered a lot of attention since they showed the universal appreciation of music across different cultures. Apple has a lot on its hands. After the iPhone X, both the expectations of its customers and competition from other companies like Samsung and Microsoft have soared. As we can see from this slide, Apple still has a lot of innovations up its sleeves. Why exactly did Apple become so popular and one of the most valuable brands of all time? Let us look at its marketing strategy in detail. There are so many reasons why Apple and its products are unique. Some of them were Steve Jobs' pivotal role in aggressively marketing its products, a diverse range of products, a dynamic business plan, and finally, creation of a retail store. Apple has seen a consistent rise in revenues with increasing R&D costs. It has a satellite campus in Sunnyvale, California, where it houses its testing and research laboratories. Different companies follow different testing strategies. Some even like to give away their samples for free. But consumer electronics being a highly competitive industry, Apple refrains from doing so. In commercialization of a particular product, we try to answer the where, when, how, and to whom of the marketing strategy. Apple mostly releases its products through the WWDC conference in California. In addition to the infographic which is presented on the slide, consumer adoption may be also measured by looking at the chronological diffusion of innovations curve, which classifies consumers into innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and finally the laggards. Now let us conclude with a brief recap of our Apple case study. We talked about Apple's iconic product line, discussed some major managerial questions, and finally talked about its marketing strategy. I completed this internship under the guidance of Professor Sameer Mathur from IIM Lucknow. Thank you so much for watching the video.